Hi. So, did you know that if you're younger than 50, you already have something so valuable that many older people pay to get more of? Sometimes when you see people who are probably older than you, they often have more money, they seem to have figured out their life, and it seems like they're all good. But what you have is something of so much greater value that they actually spend a lot of money trying to buy that very thing. You know what it is? It's time. Time. My 14-year-old son, I had a conversation with him because he was so discouraged that he couldn't get a job because he wanted to earn money. So, if you've also felt like that, like you just wish that time would hurry up so that you can go on to that next thing that you really want to do, or maybe you know someone who is exactly like that, then this video is for you, and then you can send it to your friend too. Hello, I'm Kathy, and welcome to my channel. This is where we talk about faith, family, and finances to create a life in abundance. Today I want to share a simple exercise that I gave my son that will work just as well for adults as it does for teenagers. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple exercise that can help you make better decisions today by thinking like your future self instead of just reacting to today, and maybe like my son complaining he was bored because he doesn't get to do what he wants. So my son keeps talking about getting a job. He really wants to make money, but he's 14. Now, of course, it's a great goal, but I wanted him to think one step forward instead of just being like down about not being where he wanted to be. And maybe even this kind of thinking, I was hoping would get him beyond just thinking about a paycheck. And I don't know about you, but as a parent, you're always wanting to guide your kids to like that better goal. That's exactly what I was doing. So I asked him a couple of questions because I just wanted him to think differently. So I asked him, well, what do you want your life to look like in 10 years from now? And he was like, Mom, that's too long. Okay, well, 5 years from now. And at the time, I understand. So he's 14. So for him, 10 years is like a lifetime. And yeah, 10 years for him, it kind of was like a lifetime. But for him to kind of understand what's happening, because he cannot see that far in the future, it's not part of his makeup yet, right? I don't know if parents, you could probably let me know if that's ever happened to you, or you just realizing your kids just don't think in long-term big chunks. But maybe if he starts thinking about the last 1 or 2 years, can he already start seeing that the last year went by a lot quicker than how it felt several years ago to wait a whole year? And so if he can understand that, yeah, as years go by, they get quicker and quicker. 5 years from now, even though it feels a little long, 5 years from now, where would he want to be? And when you get them to start thinking about that, okay, I would like to be here. I would like to have a job. I would like to be doing something. He says he's interested in computer technology, wants to do IT. And I was like, okay, great. Yes, you're 14. You can't do that right now, but like you can't get that job right now. But here's that second question. What could you be doing now that person that you just thought of what you want to be doing then, what would that person, that version of you, wish you had already learned, already knew, because it would get you to where you want to be actually quicker, right? And so it gives him something to think about. How can I get to that place faster? And I don't need to waste my time waiting for that moment to start. I can start preparing myself now, because if I do this thing, maybe that time that feels so long from now, so far away, actually comes quicker. And I know, because I've done this to myself before. A few years ago, a handful of years ago, I was a pharmacist. And through the pandemic, and we were at home, and I couldn't do my job the same way. But what I realized is, what I would want to create in my life is a way where I can connect with a lot of people very quickly. And the example I gave my son was, what I actually want was the ability to maybe just throw out a text and say, hey, I'm doing this thing. You want to join me? You want to be a part of it? I would want to be connected to a lot of great people so that we can get to, quickly be able to assemble and do things together. Now, sure, some of it might have been, let's get together and have lunch. But bigger than that, how can we get a group of people who want to travel together to this exotic place, and we're gonna do an exciting event there? Do I want to be able to just send out a text and connect with people so that I can gather people that maybe we together can, help fundraise and build a school? I didn't know all the details of exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew what I wanted to be able to do. And so that got me thinking, so what would I have to do that? Because I also wanted to have this kind of tied into a business. So I had to think about how to do that. And so what I thought at the time is, maybe I need to learn Instagram, right? I have to get busy on social. And it took me a year to learn Instagram because I was not in social media, and I really didn't like filming myself. I was just not that kind of person, but I did it and learned the skills of recording myself, talking to the camera, learning how to edit, CapCut, all this stuff, all of these things. And currently, I am not even on social media. So some people might say, well, Kathy, that was a waste of time. But was it? In the year that I was learning social media, what did I learn? I learned how to get on camera. And at the time, it was for a minute at a time, but did those skills help me to now do what I'm doing? I'm connecting with you, right? And I got rid of some of my uhs and ahs, and there were skills that I learned doing that thing, even if that thing that I thought I needed to do to get to where I wanted to go didn't directly have to do with where I was going. Because now I have all these skills. Learning Instagram got me to really loving YouTube, and that's where I am now. So it was a step towards where I was going. If I had decided that I'm just gonna sit here until things got better and I just happened to learn these skills so that I could suddenly achieve that goal that I had, I might still be waiting. And that was the point that I gave him. You could wait until things just magically line up for you. But who's to say that that's actually going to happen? Because if you've lived long enough, you've probably realized that that doesn't always happen. Usually, you need to be doing something, moving forward. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. And that's exactly what happened. So hopefully there is something that you want, and maybe it's out there and you're already on your way. Good job. Good job. But if you were thinking, well, I want that thing. It's going to take so much time to get there. So I'm going to wait for a better time. Maybe that exercise, those questions can help you think about, what's that thing that I want? What can I do starting now that gets me closer to it? And then, I know that some of you out there are busy moms, working women, and you're like, I don't even have the time. I can see how that could be a problem. However, are you telling me you actually have absolutely no time that you could possibly dedicate to moving just slightly forward towards that thing you want? Could we watch one less episode of whatever we binge watch? Can we watch one less episode per week and dedicate half an hour per week to something else that we think could be more productive for us? Ooh, I know. I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself. I'm saying, is there something that can be just shaved off so that you are able to use your time just a little more productively? One less episode a week. Or while you're eating, instead of watching something that news that brings you down and makes you frustrated, or something else that you know probably is not gonna get you further, is one meal a week while you're eating, listening to a podcast that is uplifting, or I don't know, business oriented or finance oriented, right? There are things we can do to kind of try to shave off some time, even if we are the busiest of working women or busy moms and all that kind of stuff. So I know it's easy to say. I know. There was a season in my life where I felt like I had absolutely no time. I had 3 little boys back to back. They are currently 17, 16, 14. All right, so I know what busy feels like. And if you barely are, the struggle. I don't even have to describe it. But even in that, I found that why I might still, after I put them to bed, stay up another 15 minutes and start learning about finances. Researching a little bit about, I heard this thing back then. I heard about, Netflix. Is it a good investment now? 15 minutes. That kind of thinking, that thinking ahead, that trying to shave off a little bit of time for yourself to educate yourself on the things on making your time more productive, the things that you need to know before you get to where you want to go. I'm going to encourage you to make those decisions for yourself or for that why. A lot of you are here because of finances. It's not, maybe the best question isn't, how can I make more money? That is a good question. But before then, it's possible that sometimes the better question at this time is, what skills could I start learning today that my future self will thank me for? The future you want is often built long before the outcome, the paycheck arrives. And that's the lesson that I hope my son remembers. And honestly, the one I need to keep reminding myself too. So the greatest investment you'll ever make isn't always $1 I spent doing this. Sometimes it's the first hour you invest in becoming the person that your future self would have wanted you to be, to do. So protect your time. Invest wisely, not just your money, but your time in yourself and in your skills. And just knowing that, having that awareness itself may be a skill that you practice. Maybe you're learning that right now, and that it will contribute to where you're going. So protect your time. Invest even your time wisely. Is that starting to give you ideas? Or maybe you've already started that journey. So what's one skill you're learning right now that you believe will create opportunities for your future? If you know it, or if you start thinking about it, please, I'd love if you share it in the chat. I think your answer will even inspire somebody else. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you'll also enjoy the next one right up here. And I'll see you in the next video.